It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. I was taking a walk today in the neighborhood near where I live. I saw a sign that was the shape of a dog squatting as if to poop, and the word "no" with an exclamation point. And the sign was on somebody's, not the front lawn, but it's the area of grass that's right next to the curb in front of the front lawn. And I thought it would be neat if ever I own a house for me to have a sign on my lawn. And it shows a picture of a human being in the process of leaning too heavily towards any political ideology, and the word "no" on the bottom. That's the sign I would like to have. And then next to it, a sign, or actually above it, a sign of a dog pooping on the person with the words "yes." That would be my preference. I don't know. I keep looking at the politics, and I find that I hate all of it lately. It's like this, I don't know, it's like season 6 of a series and the writers have just really derailed everything. They did not have a plan where this was going. Seasons 1 and 2 are okay, but this is nuts. How did this unicorn get here? They said he was a political unicorn, and this time they were being literal. Rainbow sparkles, unicorn politician. Now, I may be just a simple country unicorn, but let me tell you something. I will not oblige this legislation. I know that the good people of Southern Tennessee will not want this to pass. Why is everyone looking at me? Sir, you appear to have a massive erection. What do you want me to do about it, man? I'm a horse with wings. This is what I am. I can't hide it. I don't got pants. I don't got a buckle I can tuck it under. I don't think that show's gonna last. Could be wrong about that. I don't think there's a lot of legs on that one. I'd like to be able to eat food again. Lately, I haven't been able to digest anything, and I miss bread. Bread is fantastic. Bread is phenomenal. You can't go wrong with any bread. You know, I'm not even a huge fan of sourdough, but in a pinch, sourdough is amazing. I will never say no to bread. Well, that I have to say no to bread now because I can't digest it anymore. I'm trying this gluten-free bread. Although somebody told me that there's no such thing as total gluten-free bread. Everything every bread has a little bit of gluten in it. And yet it's called gluten-free bread. So I don't know what it is. It could be that it's just bread, and they're calling it gluten-free, and I think it's gluten-free, and my body is so interconnected with my mind, I don't get sick. And that when something has gluten in it, I'm now talking myself into thinking that it will make me sick. Bread is wonderful. The only bread that I kind of, if I had to pick one that I didn't like, it would probably be the whole wheat bread. It tastes too much like a farm. Like when I eat wheat bread, I taste just an old farmer with the pitchfork and his wife, and they're sitting in in their kitchen, and everything is made of wood. Everything is made of wood. Somebody in the situation has a wooden leg. Everything is made of wood. And the farmer's wife is saying, Something scared the horses last night. I'll tell you what I think it was. I think it was that unicorn. He's been showing his rainbow face around here. I might have to do something about it. Why would the unicorn come to here? Oh, don't be naive, Bessie. You know the unicorn's in love with our Spanish stallion. Isn't the unicorn a male unicorn? That's right. Male on male unicorn stallion love is happening on our farm. You ever seen a unicorn have sex? Why, no, honey, I have not. I'll tell you what it is. You see rainbows in places you didn't think rainbows could exist. I'll make sure to note that, honey, for the future. I don't know why I'm going into everything I'm doing today has a southern bent. I don't know why that is. I don't know where that's coming from. That's a lie. I know where it's coming from. Here's why I envy people with a southern accent. Because it feels like they're just live a slower pace of life and they're not nervous. Like you're in a terrible situation, you're on a spaceship and it's got a minute before it crashes into the sun. Oh my God, we're gonna die. Now, you hold on right there, son. You hold on right there. We are not gonna die. We are gonna get out of this. I've been in space long enough to know when you're gonna die and when you're not gonna die. All you need to do is push the red button twice, like this. 1, 2. Now we're safe. There's a level of relaxation that I don't have. Driving by a picture of a bunch of paintings of rock stars. And man, that seems like a lot of work. There's this image of the rock stars being this glamorous figure. And to a degree, they are glamorous figures, but there's all this travel. And then more than that, there's the look, especially the hair bands and the heavy metal and the leather and the face painting. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. I'd want to be in a rock band if I could just wear what I'm wearing. But I think that's probably alt rock. I'm sure there's an alt rock band out there that's called, yeah, this is as good as we're gonna do. Yeah, this is it. This is what we got. That's the name of the band. And I think their number one hit song is Gotta Rotate the Tires Again. That's their number one hit song. I'm really interested in this band, cutting this band's record. I'll see how this podcast goes. I'm trying to let go of results. Hence the drop in people listening to the podcast. But I'm also trying to, I think I'll jump in and I try to be more energized. I'm trying to not put on a show anymore, even though this is technically a show. There's a Fiat in front of me. The car makes sense, the Fiat. It does. Small, simple, good for the city, good on gas mileage. In every single logical way, the Fiat is an excellent idea for a car. Except that when I get into a Fiat, I feel like even less of a man. I drive a Honda Civic. And I know a Honda Civic is not the car that you picture when you think of muscles. It's not a muscle car. It's more of a endocrine system car. I get that. But at least it's a car. A Fiat or one of these smart cars it decreases the level of threatening. I mean, a Honda's not threatening, but a smart car or a Fiat is even more non-threatening. I think if there's a situation where you got a wild horse and no one can tame it and it just spooks whenever you see whenever anyone tries to approach it, I think if a Fiat drives up to it closely, the horse will be fine. The horse will say, "Oh, that's sad." However this is, they're trying to hide behind making smart decisions. Oh man, I need to check this thing out. Is this real? Is that a human in there? Kidding, I thought it was a rabbit. Huh, that's neat. Am I to understand this wild stallion can't be broken? Can I ask who you are? I'm the unicorn politician. I'm progressive. I've come to seduce this stallion. Well, I just don't know what our policy is on that. I think the stallion would... there'd have to be consent, of course. What kind of 2-bit uneducated unicorn do I think I am? I would never do anything without the stallion's consent. I believe in consent, 100%. And I have the sparkles to prove it! Not sure how that proves it, but let me take a look at this stallion. Whoa there, boy. I don't mean you any harm. Now, come on. Whoa there, boy. I don't mean you any harm. Whoa. Ooh, this stallion is tough. This stallion is skittish. Excuse me. What do you want, boy? I believe I can tame the stallion. You? You and your Fiat? That's right, sir. I'm the guy who drives a stallion in a Fiat Whisperer. Boy, that didn't entirely make sense. You're the boy who drives a stallion in a Fiat Whisperer? That's correct. I was drunk when I came up with the name. But that's the website that I own now, and so I'm going to stick with it. All right, well, let's see what you can do. Boy who drives a stallion with a Fiat. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, doo-doo-doo. And then, the boy who drives a stallion with a Fiat got into his Fiat, drove up next to the wild stallion, and the stallion at once did not feel threatened. And he and the boy became friends. But he became lovers with the Fiat. And their story became legend, and their legend became song. And the song goes a little something like this. Here's a story of a guy who drives a Fiat, who tamed a horse who fell in love with the Fiat. It's a weird story, a very weird story. You don't get many stories just like it. It's kind of an indie film feel. Maybe Gus Van Sant will direct it.